about 5, 6 years ago, I had a memory. Now, I had been doing some extensive healing work on myself for at least the last decade or so, but about 5, 6 years ago in meditation, I got this memory, and it came to me like a whisper or like an impression, but it was clearly a memory of mine when I was in the crib. And I was crying. I was trying to get out. I had to be under a year old, right? And I was trying, I was vying for attention. And my brother and mother came in the room. And my brother, who had to be about 4 years old at the time, walked over to the crib and he grabbed me by the wrists and he smacked me in order to stifle my cries. Now, he was 4. He didn't know. He was just trying to just shut me up. So there was no problem there. However, my mother, who was in the room, did not reprimand him. There was no consequence for the behavior. It was allowed. And that was ground zero, set the stage for now, I didn't know this at the time, obviously, this came many years later, but set the stage for my beliefs that I deserved it or that I had to work harder to be loved or all of those beliefs that created that pattern of abuse by others. And again, like I mentioned, my relationship with my brother, my relationship, that triangle between my brother, myself, and my mother, like that had continued throughout my life. Fast forward to 2014, I was 43 years old, I was getting married, and I had a little tiff with my mother a couple months prior to the wedding, and turned into Chernobyl. It was like a thing. We'll tell the story another day, but my mother wound up not going to my wedding. It was tragic. It was a really, really difficult time in my life. But my mother basically gave my brother the permission slip. She let him off the chain to let me have it. Now, I don't know how that went down, but it was sanctioned by my mother. And my brother went off on, like, let's just say, he came at me, bruh. Like, it was bad. And at the time, I was like in fetal, like just a mess, just trying to figure out what I did to deserve this, how I could have done things differently, and blamed myself. At the time, because I didn't understand all of these things about myself, I didn't understand where it came from. I just knew it always sucked with my brother and my mother. It was very, very painful. It was probably that experience was probably the first real domino of any intensive healing work that I had done on myself. But if I had known then what I know now, it might have been a more tolerable, it probably wouldn't have happened because I would have been way ahead of it. But again, I digress. Moving forward, doing this work really helped me understand that I could change these patterns with this understanding about myself.